straight into the roof of the net. Nice one. Straight down the middle. So a good performance from both.
Hello and good evening. You're watching First Sports. I'm Rupha Ramani. Let's get started. Right on the show today, we have a very exciting mix of stories from all around the sporting world. First up, the Indian men's cricket team sealed a very commanding win over Bangladesh at home. And with World Test Championship qualification on the line, what is new about this experienced Indian side? And is that Gautam Gambhir's new calling card now? Over in chess, India created history, both in men's and women's categories, clinching gold. Is India now the certified chess superpower? And how did the players celebrate right after the win? And you heard of Yusuf Dikech, who became prominent at the Olympics, the female shooter to set Paris Games ablaze. Korean athlete Kim Ye-ji is stepping into a very unique role. This one even more exciting than her sporting one. Stay tuned to know more, but first a look at the headlines. Starting with Formula One, McLaren's Lando Norris secured a commanding win at the Singapore Grand Prix, closing in on his Red Bull rival Max Verstappen's Drivers' Championship lead. Norris finished 20 seconds ahead of Verstappen, narrowing the gap now to 52 points with 6 races left. Oscar Piastri secured the third spot behind Verstappen. Over in tennis, Team Europe clinched the 2024 Laver Cup by beating Team World 13-11. Spain's Carlos Alcaraz starred in this victory. The four-time Grand Slam champion defeated his opponent Taylor Fritz in the decider. In cricket, South Africa clinched a 7-wicket win over Afghanistan in the last one-day of the 3-match series. Batting first, Afghanistan posted 169. South Africa reached that target in 33 overs. Aiden Markram's unbeaten 69 helped the Proteas avoid a whitewash. Afghanistan secured the series 2-1. In football, Manchester City held off a 10-man Arsenal to a 2-all draw in the Premier League. Arsenal's Leandro Trossard received a red card in the first half. John Stones scored the equaliser in stoppage time. And 3 American football players were killed in a fatal accident in Brazil. A bus carrying Brazil club Coritiba Crocodiles was overturned. 3 people were killed and 7 others injured. Reports say the injured players are stable and recovering. The Indian men's cricket team has a massive challenge ahead of them. Why, you ask? They just won a test and very comprehensively. They were the better team by far against Bangladesh and at home, despite a shaky start. But this is just the beginning of a long quest that awaits them, World Test Championship. Head coach Gautam Gambhir and his team have set their sights on making it to the final. That's the first target, because getting to the final involves a lot of discipline and many permutations and calculations, and not just the wins. Every single match is important here on. But first, before I get to that, let's look at what went right for India in this test. The first cog in the wheel of success has to be Ashwin. Success in test cricket is down to experience, how well you can strategize to make sure you end up on the winning side. He proved to be critical with the bat and the ball later on when the pitch started giving some assistance to spin. He was unstoppable in front of his home crowd, revved by the support he was finding in Chennai. And of course, within the team, Ashwin revelled in this win. With the bat particularly, he and Jadeja in fact stitched together what would be one of the biggest turning points of the match in that first innings when India was in trouble. And that got them 1 foot into the door to victory. But it's Ashwin's remarks about the man he shared ends with while batting, bowled in tandem with later, that truly sums up what the Indian dressing room now is all about.
Sometimes, when you're in the race along with your co-cricketers, you want to get ahead of one another, even inside a team. It's like brothers growing in arms, right? And then you slowly start admiring one another. Now, that admiration has gone one step higher, knowing that I can never beat Jadeja. So, I'm comfortable in my skin, but totally inspired by what he's done. I've learned to admire him for the last 4-5 years, even more than I have in the past.
That camaraderie, that happy dressing room vibe is what we've been witnessing since the start of this test. And when it came to what Ashwin achieved with the bat, like he does with the bowling, Ashwin went the extra mile. He even flew over to Seattle to study baseball. That's right, the art of big hitting, to see how that could be applied to cricket and his own batting. Let's face it, he's in the last phase of his international cricket, but the thirst and hunger that he still has to learn and innovate and grow is just astounding. That has been instrumental in him reimagining the approach to spin bowling too. And he contributed with that as well, routing the opposition in the second innings. The one key factor when it comes to the secret to this Team Indian success story, or at least what they hope to achieve collectively, has to be the team environment. There seems to be a sense of calm and a relaxed air about this side. Even when the going is tough, the team is smiling and having a laugh, and that's an anomaly when you think of the man at the helm of affairs, Gautam Gambhir. As a player, you always saw him as someone being aggressive, brooding, and in his zone. Here, he has somehow cracked the code to being more relaxed and learning to soak it all in and enjoy the little moments. And that's what's spreading to every member of that Indian dressing room.
You have to give credit to the guys. Whenever there is a responsibility, they never shy away from it, and they want to put their hand up and get the job done for the team.
And that means having characters like Rishabh Pant, and that can only help. What a comeback it was from him. The first test after his massive accident layoff. At one point, he even advised the Bangladesh team to set the right field for him. Mind you, this was all in all seriousness, and it got some laughs out of the commentary box too, because the Bangladesh team actually complied. The team winning despite seniors like Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli not scoring big. Another huge sign that it's a healthy dressing room where everyone is enjoying each other's success and still finding ways to win without some of the top guns firing. Just like what Ashwin said, there is genuine admiration for one another, and that's what they bring to the table. Going back to the point that I started with, World Test Championship qualification. India needs to win 6 of the 9 tests that they are going to play from here on. Of course, Bangladesh is one series, but they have New Zealand coming up at home, and of course Australia away. Now, these are not easy matches. So every game counts and every win counts. And the reasoning is clear. To win big, the atmosphere in the dressing room has to be positive and cheerful. There can't be any room for negativity. That message is coming out loud and clear right from Gautam Gambhir and Rohit Sharma. India is setting a new order in the world of chess. And that with every tournament, the country's grip at the top spot in this sport is tightening. With 2 historic goals at the Chess Olympiad, it is evident that India is not just producing champions in one category, the country is establishing its dominance all through the sport. India is claiming the pride of inventing the sport by these major victories on the world stage. The latest was India's historic wins in both the men's and women's categories at the Chess Olympiad in Hungary's capital, Budapest. Gukesh, Arjun Erigaisi and R. Pragyananda won their respective matches to hand the men's team a gold medal in the final round. And in the women's category, Harika Dronavalli, Divya Deshmukh and Vantika Agarwal contributed to their victory, clinching a memorable gold. This is the first time ever that India won the men's and women's draws at the Olympiad. It is also only the 3rd time that a country has bagged a double gold in one tournament. The other 2 times in the past being China and Soviet Union. Reason enough that the Indian team is dethroning established powerhouses in the sport. Now, we always talk of the geeky, nerdy and all too uptight chess players. Maybe many of them don't know how to have some fun or let their hair down. And Gukesh may have skipped that Bermuda party right in the middle of the tournament with good reason, because he and his compatriot Tanya Sachdev sure knew how to celebrate this win. You'll know where the inspiration comes from when you see this.
Come on! 3, India, 2, 1, India! Amazing.
Sure, Rohit Sharma and cricket were the inspiration, but the visuals you saw there was not just of a very overjoyed bunch of players there, but a very confident young Indian team, a mix of teenagers, experienced campaigners and future leaders who are challenging the world. Even India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi acknowledged the historic win while addressing the Indian diaspora in New York.
भारत एनर्जी से भरा हुआ है, सपनों से भरा हुआ है, रोज नए कीर्तिमान, हर रोज नई खबर। आज ही एक और बहुत अच्छी खबर मिली है। चेस ओलंपियाड में मेंस और वुमेन्स दोनों में भारत को गोल्ड मिला है।
During the Olympiad, the Indian men had been so dominant that they didn't lose a single game. Two of the biggest contributors to this dominant run were, of course, grandmasters Gukesh and Arjun Erigaisi. Throughout the tournament, Gukesh performed brilliantly, was a cut above the rest, so much so that China indeed went ahead and rested current world champion Ding Liren to avoid a clash with Gukesh. 17-year-old Gukesh showed his steely nerves against top-seeded teams and also beat higher-ranked Fabiano Caruana from USA in round 10. Gukesh secured 9 out of those 10 available points to bag gold. But for him, it wasn't just about that personal milestone. It was about winning for the team.
This tournament for me, especially since what happened last time, we were so close as the team to win gold. This time I thought, no matter what, I'm going to do whatever it takes to win the team gold. So I did not really think about the individual performance much. I just wanted the team to win this.
In the previous edition of the tournament in 2022, Gukesh won individual gold, but India had to settle for bronze by the barest of margins, just 1 point separating them from gold medalist Uzbekistan. But this year, all Gukesh wanted was to turn that around and get India gold. And that collective vision and dream, of course, paid off. He was well supported by world number 4, Erigaisi. Despite playing with black pieces, Arjun Erigaisi crashed through the defences of Beria Daneshwar. His impressive run has now put him closer to hitting that 2,800 rating mark. If Arjun crosses that, he will be the 16th player in history and only the second Indian after Vishwanathan Anand to do so. That's the rise of India in chess. And Erigaisi isn't the only Indian, of course, inching towards that. Gukesh too, at 2785 rating points, isn't far behind. For the first time ever, there are 2 Indians in that top 5 live ratings list. The battle for supremacy clearly beginning at home. Along with the men, the women's team too dominated the tournament. Before the Olympiad, they were seeded number 1 and they lived up to that expectation. But the gold didn't come easy. They managed to secure 19 points out of the available 22, and it wasn't until the final round that India sealed the deal. But the win was momentous for more reasons. Young sensation Vantika Agarwal kept India in the hunt after the 9th round. When India needed a win from Vantika, she delivered. She beat USA's Irina Krush, helping India secure a 2-all draw. And even in the 11th round, had Dronavalli Harika not won her final round match, India would have been staring at second position. But the out-of-form Harika delivered when it mattered the most. After her final round victory against Azerbaijan's Ghani Mamadzada, Harika couldn't control her emotions. Those pictures tell the story. This victory was redemption for her. In the previous edition, her 9th, she was crucial in India's bronze medal finish despite being 9 months pregnant. She was battling it out there. This time, her journey was shaky, but the veteran delivered when needed the most. The headline reads, India create history, but we here bring you the stories and the reasons why India is now an unstoppable force in chess. They're not just questioning the world order, but are laying down testaments to why the rest of the world should look at them very differently. They are strongly reiterating that the country that invented the sport is indeed the best at it. Well, she's clearly got the persona of an action film actor, the appearance of a shooter with the vibe of an assassin. That's South Korea's Olympic shooter Kim Ye-ji. And she's not just an Olympian, she's a silver medalist at the Paris Olympics. But the shooter is soon set to enter the real world. She's set to make her debut as an actor in a series, but before we get to the details, let me tell you how Ye Ji bagged this role. The Olympian shot to prominence after her silver medal in the women's 10-meter pistol event. But it was not just her accurate marking that made her popular. Her appearance was something that got everyone talking, sporting a baseball cap and shooting glasses, quite chic, enough to give you James Bond vibes. Ye Ji was making heads turn with her composed demeanor and that air of nonchalance, even catching the attention of ex-owner and billionaire Elon Musk. Of course, Musk made this comment when Ye Ji gained popularity during the Games, and it's just been over a month and Musk's statement is about to come true. No, it's not that Musk is producing the series, but he surely gave filmmakers enough food for thought to materialize this. And a producer has capitalized on it. And why not? If you need an actor to play a female shooter's role, who better than Ye Ji? Given the South Korean star's popularity, the producer won't have to spend too much on promotions, that's for sure. She's already an established star back home and post the Olympics, the world over. Because today, when you think of a female shooter, Ye Ji comes to mind first. Just like how Yusuf Dikech made his mark among male shooters for his very casual attitude, so little more about the TV gig then. Ye Ji will play the role of an assassin in a TV series called Crush. The series is a spin-off of a separate project where she will star alongside Indian actor and influencer Anushka Sen. And it's not like she isn't used to facing the camera. Post the Games, the Korean shooter even did a photo shoot for French luxury brand Louis Vuitton. That shoot may very well have been a screen test for Ye Ji. It isn't just Ye Ji's demeanor that makes her apt for this role. She has the habit of adding her own personal touch to anything that she does. Like during the Games, for instance, even though Ye Ji was all dressed up like an agent, she offset that with that stuffed toy that you see, that elephant toy wrapped around her waist, apparently a keepsake from her daughter, like a lucky charm. And while this was an emotional connect, it added more intrigue to her personality, something I surely would love to see on the screen too. So clearly, the one sport where athletes hit the bullseye was shooting, proving this statement from India's shooting legend Abhinav Bindra just about right.
Majority have their hand in their pocket. We're a cool bunch of people. The world is just realizing it now.
I couldn't agree anymore. Ye Ji is offered a role on the big screen. Yusuf Dikech wants his post patented after leaving his imprint worldwide. And India's Manu Bakar, who's slowly becoming the female face of Indian Olympic sport, has seen her brand skyrocket. They indeed are a bunch of cool people. It's just that we are probably realizing a little late. Time for last serve. The craze over Oktoberfest continues in Germany, and the event has now attracted top footballers, Bayern Munich manager Vincent Kompany, forward Harry Kane, and of course many others joined in the merriment. Take a look. That wraps up First Post here today. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you again tomorrow, same time. Bye-bye.